Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, today I'm just gonna be talking about general fucking. This is gonna be an unscripted video on why I think, okay, Clone Hero sucks dick, and why YARG is where it's at, right? Because I've been thinking about this recently, right? Because I keep I keep thinking about Clone Hero, or I keep having conversations where like everybody who's in the rhythm game genre, the Guitar Hero like rhythm game genre these days are playing Clone Hero, right? And they've been playing that because that was the first one that came out, right? But YARG is cool and new and exciting and awesome. And I'm gonna get into a couple of. I got my coffee. All right, I'm gonna get a little into that. So I think I have a few funny little things to say about it because okay, first of all, right, let's set the stage, right? It's like what 2015 or whatnot. Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4 is about to die. I mean, they came out, I think, but nobody really gave a shit because Guitar Hero Live sucks dick, and Rock Band 4 is all right. I mean, it doesn't have the Rivals expansion yet, yeah. Okay. So and then after a while, Clone Hero comes out because people still like the game, obviously, but they want to make their own version so they can use their own little songs and like have their own little community, you know, SI and whatnot. I mean, it's okay. It works. I mean, before you had to modify Guitar Hero 3, right? And to make that work somehow, like you could like remove the background so you get 100,000 FPS, but you'd still have to like convert songs into a funny format to make it work in Guitar Hero 3's PC port, which sucked dick. Okay, so Clone Hero was kind of like, oh, this is awesome, right? This is good. You can play it. Yeah, there's no like customizing. You don't have your characters in the background singing and dancing and whatnot, which I think is a big part of the game. But you know, whatever. You can still play the fundamentals of the game, and people start charting their own little songs, and it supports guitar, and that's it, because nobody else gives a shit, right? Nobody else gives a shit about drums and the vocals at that point, right? Because they just want to play their funny little guitar, because I remember on Guitar Hero 3, you could only play guitar, and that was about it, right? But, okay, the big reason why I don't like this, and why I like YARG, is also the fundamental differences on why I like Rock Band, the franchise, over Guitar Hero, right? So, like, Guitar Hero, since its inception, both made by Harmonix, by the way, my goats. Guitar Hero in the beginning, you know, Guitar Hero 1 and 2, made by Harmonix, it was the first game, you know? They still had to, like, keep their scope small. So it's still, yeah, it's just guitar and I think rhythm guitar, maybe? But, like, that's about it. There was nothing else. And that was okay, because, you know, we never seen something like that, other than, like, Guitar Freaks and whatnot. I don't give a shit. But, I mean, still made by Harmonix, and that was cool. But then, they got too big, and, Activision bought them or something, and they made the fucking, Harmonix got bought by MTV, I think? And so they split up. Right, so Harmonix did not want to make, or couldn't make, Guitar Hero 3. So they put the fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater developers on Guitar Hero 3. Now that's where the difference already goes a different way. Like the two paths, right? Of that fucking the dark evil castle versus the beautiful happy green place. You know, the beautiful happy green place being Harmonix, being musicians who just so happen to be developers who makes video games, and the dark evil Neversoft path, where you put the people who made Tony Hawk into, okay, you got to make music now. It's like, okay. So, in Guitar Hero 3 and forwards, the charting of the songs, yeah, I'll agree, they're fun. They're fun, right? But they're not very accurate as to what you play on a guitar, yeah? Some come to mind, but, for example, I have this one, this is later in life, obviously, but when Superstitious by Stevie Wonder, when you play that, this is a very minor thing, but that on Guitar Hero 5, you play with a guitar. On Rock Band, you don't, because that's a fucking synthesizer, so you have to play keyboard to play that part, which makes sense, and I know a lot of people got upset about that, but I like that. I like the authenticity of the performance, right? And that's why I like Rock Band a little more, because Rock Band has always been about the multiplayer get-together, local, play in a band, and perform live, right? That's what it's all about. While Guitar Hero, since its inception, has kind of been the you're playing by yourself solo, unexpert, riff these fucking go nuts, right? You're gonna be the best in the world because look at these through fire and flames, you're going crazy. While Rock Band is laid back, like you played some chords, but you're having a fun moment with the band, right? And that's again where it splits apart between Clone Hero and YARG. The culture is what gets me, okay? Because the culture in YARG charts is you have to get the full band, right? Guitar, bass, drums, and vocals at least. And if you're feeling, a little cool, then you'll put in some keyboard and pro keyboard as well, which you can play on this, by the way. You can't play that on Clone Hero. I know it's only in the nightly build, but still, it's coming out soon. Well, in Clone Hero, the culture of the charts there for the longest time is you make the wackiest, craziest guitar chart, and then you slap like vocals. Not vocals you can sing, by the way, but like just the lyrics on there. So, and because Clone Hero came out first, most of the charts for all songs you would want on Rhythmverse these days is that, right? Guitar. And then, if you're lucky, they've charted the lyrics, right? And that's about it. So if you go here, well, let's have a look now. Unless it's an RB3 con file, which is made for Rock Band 3 specifically, then it's not going to be like that, right? And that's what I like to see, like Clone Hero. Yes, and the ones that are Clone Hero are guitar, and I don't even know why this says ruler of everything. Well, that's a banger. Anyway, but like most of them are guitar. Like these are exceptions because this is Professor Bass, and he just put out a whole album, But like when we got it there, still Clone Hero download, and it's a guitar. This one has drums, so that's cool, and this one too. The Moon Theme by DuckTales, whatever. Anyway, my point still stands. Like the majority of like the full catalog, because if people wanted to play Rock Band charts, they'd have to play it on the Xbox 360 with the con files, yeah. And then you're gonna have to like download the title update and put it on a USB drive and plug it into your Xbox you probably don't have. And then you could play with the full band with all the instruments you don't have. While on Clone Hero, you could buy a Wii guitar, and it would just work on your computer. And, that's all you have anyway, and that's all you care about, because that's a majority of the community. But I still like the full band dynamic, right? So then YARG comes out. And it's just yet another rhythm game, is what it stands for. It's not Pirates, obviously, but still. When it first came out, I did not give a shit. I was still playing Rock Band on my Xbox 360. That's all I cared about, because it worked. And then you still have the people in the background and whatnot. But it keeps developing, and it keeps going, and they add pro keys, and they're going to add pro guitar, and, it looks more like Rock Band. And that's when I get interested, because it also supports every type of chart you could ever find. It supports con files, which is for the Xbox, and it supports Clone Hero charts. It supports, what was the phase shift? Phase shift was a thing that was supposed to be like Rock Band, but I don't think it ever took off, honestly. I don't think so. But it supports all that, and you just put it all in a folder, and it just works. And it's great, right? Get the fuck out of here, malware bytes. What the hell? Anyway, let's have a look at the differences here, though. Because I installed Clone Hero on my computer just now, just to have a look at it. Because I also don't like how it looks, right? And I feel like a lot, when it comes to games like this, is a lot about presentation, right? That's what I care about anyway. It's about presentation. Holy shit, King Gizzard, that's awesome. Anyway, presentation. And yeah, this menu, it's okay. What I don't like, I can't click here. That pisses me off a little bit. But I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. That pisses me off. But I know it shouldn't, because you're supposed to use a guitar here anyway. But I have to press here, and I gotta go into my profile. Okay, here we go, and then I can click through. And I have to use my arrow keys, right? And whatever. And this menu, it's okay. I mean, shit, man. Like, it works. It works. But, it doesn't really have pizzazz or personality whatsoever. Like, look at these little down here. Alright, I don't like it. Yeah, it tells you. It tells you exactly what kind of fucking difficulty they're gonna be, but like it's so minimal, and I don't like the icons. This is just nitpicking, by the way. It's whatever. But this It works if you're gonna play the game, sure, it works. But I don't like it. And let's get into a song, right? We go into, this is the same anyway. This is what it looks like. But then you have the Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock layout. I grew up with Warriors of Rock. I did not play Guitar Hero or Rock Band before I was like 18 years old. Long after Rock Band 4 had died already, basically. I didn't play that, but I fell in love with it. This, I feel like it's so outdated. I don't like the circles. You know? I've grown out of it. Maybe that's just me. I don't like how it looks anymore. You know? So I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan. I'll say that. But, and that doesn't come from nostalgia or anything, because I grew up with Guitar Hero. I have every Guitar Hero game on my shelf behind me. I have every Guitar Hero game, but it doesn't feel right somehow. I don't know. The buttons you click on the guitar, they're not circles. Well, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Don't quote me on that. That doesn't make no fucking sense. But whatever. I don't like it. Is the deal? Is whatever it is. And also a thing. I was talking about how Clone Hero was, Clone Hero is more like a single player game, while YARG is a multiplayer game. Albeit, I'll give it to Clone Hero developers. They've made online work, which is cool. And YARG hasn't, which is a counterpoint. That is true. But when it comes to like the dynamic between having you know, the band experience, I feel like it works in local a little bit better anyway. Albeit, I don't have friends to play this locally with, but having online is not the biggest deal breaker to me. You know, it's alright. It's fine. You know, I feel like most people play single player or locally as a party anyway. Right? Am I wrong for that? I think so. Now let's boot up YARG. Let's put up the YARG launcher. This is nice, because this auto updates whenever. I don't know how the updating works on Clone Hero. Truth be told, I haven't used it for years. Before I just downloaded it just now, because I wanted to like have. Do I still not like it? Yeah, I don't like it. But if you launch YARG here, you know, the nightly version, because they support Pro Keys, which is cool as hell. You can plug in your fucking USB MIDI keyboard and you set it up and it works. It's awesome. But here you immediately have a lot more personality, and that's why. It's because they rip off Rock Band's aesthetic. Plus, you can click around here, which is a small thing, but I like it more. You can click around. You can create your profiles in here with all the different things. It just looks so much nicer, and it supports con files, and I like that a lot, because then I can have the rest of the songs here. So it's got recommended songs, which is a little silly, but whatever. But look at this menu. This menu is 100 million times better. Am I wrong? Look at the colors. Look at look at these little icons here. It's very nice. Hold on, you can't hear this, but whatever. It's a lot nicer. It's much better, I think. And if we get into a song, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, you have to like sit, if you have profile set up, you have to sit out if they're not in. But whatever. Let's just say guitar. I love the Rock Band look. The look of Rock Band. This makes so much more sense to me. You know, the square buttons. Then again, I also just like the Rock Band guitar more. Sue me! The Beatles special edition. Fucking get. I have it behind me. I don't know what it's called. The George Harrison guitar is the best guitar. Sue me. Okay. But I like it a lot more. Now this also just has the vocals like Clone Hero, because this song is a Clone Hero chart, which works in YARG, so it's fine. But still, most of the things that are made for YARG has, well, these are all just Clone Hero charts I'm looking at. Let's just say I have the Band Hero in here. It supports all the different things. Well, this is band. If we go to like a real, like a Rock Band chart, then we're gonna find, oh, Jesus Christ, go to section. Let's go to Rock Band 3, for example. Then you have all these, you know, wait, you have Pro Guitar in this and Pro Bass. I didn't know that, truth be told. You know, you got Pro Keys, you got the drums with the cymbals and everything. I know the drums and whatnot is also in Clone Hero, but look at all these different things you could do. In Clone Hero, it's guitar, bass, drums, that's it, I think. Whatever. Like, this feels like you can be the whole band with your friends, and it's better, I think. The aesthetic is better, and it's cooler, and it's nice. What other things are I thinking about when it comes to Clone Hero. I talked about the culture part, about the different charts they would make, like the community. I love Asai. But the songs of him doing the meme charts and whatnot, and that blowing up, I won't blame him for that. Obviously, those were funny, but that put the charting community into a little bit of a frenzy where, like, we're gonna make the wackiest fucking hardest spam shit at a meme song charts ever, instead of making actual music into the charts. But then again, I'm biased as hell here. Whatever. I was also talking about how Guitar Hero and Rock Band has its own charm when it comes to the characters and the venues and the lighting. Oh yeah, that's what I was getting to in the background. Now, Clone Hero supports video and background, right? So does YARG, but I don't like it. Well, the video is fine. That's cool. Usually when I see a chart as a background, it's the worst fucking image I've ever seen. I'll say it. I keep deleting those backgrounds from those charts because they're all ass. Maybe I'm just a little nitpicky. But what I like about YARG, however, is well, they're working on it, obviously, because it's not done. That's also the issue between Clone Hero and YARG. Clone Hero is 1.0. YARG is still in active development, obviously. So Clone Hero gets a point there, you know? But YARG is working on 3D real venues and backgrounds, which is cool, because then they can add the lighting from the charts from the little con files or the DLC or all the songs from the real games into that venue. And that is a big part, I think, of the charts. The lighting and the venue, because that sets such a good mood for it. And the reason I think that is important, maybe I'm just biased, but in YARG, you can connect let me just close YARG here. It works with the Rock Band stage kit. Do you know what that is? The Rock Band stage kit was something that came out in about 2008. And it's basically a fog machine and a strobe light with lighting that you connect up to the Xbox. And it does the lighting from the venue. Now, this is very niche. I'll say it. It's very niche. Who gives a shit? But this works in YARG. And if you use a chart that has it, or that has the chart for the lighting, then you're basically having a performance in your living room. And that's, again, ties into the reason for why I like Rock Band, is you're all sitting in the same living room, having a party, and rocking out, right? You're rocking out! And it's cool, and it's awesome. And the fact that this is supported, and you can just plug it in and it just works, is cool. But that's also why I don't like the little bit of a culture divide. Because Clone Hero, again, you just chart the guitar and you're practically done, you know? But if you chart for YARG or Rock Band, if you don't do the whole band, you're a fraud! Grr! You know? If you don't do the staging, or the stage, like the lighting for the stage, the movements of the character, the camera effects, the drums, the keys, the vocals, the bass, everything, then it's not a full chart, you know? And maybe I just have extremely high standards, but that's what I like about it. Sorry. Excuse me. That's what I like about it. The fact that you get all of that in one complete package instead of just like a half-assed guitar chart. You just kind of on a little bit. I don't know. So, also a difference between Rock Band and Guitar Hero's way of showing the venues, right? In Guitar Hero, it's full mocap, and every single song has its own mocap, and it looks very cool. I'll say I like that. In Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition on PC, which I think is a way better way of playing Guitar Hero on PC over Clone Hero, I'll say it. Hey, I'll say it. That's much better. But they have imported all the real like venues and the animations and everything from Guitar Hero there, and that adds a lot, you know? Specifically, for example, like in Bohemian Rhapsody, the three heads coming up, like just like the music video, it's like, is this the real life? And that's cool. I like that. But Rock Band does not do that. Rock Band has built-in, pre-made, set, like, animations that every song uses. out of that batch. Like, you have this animation that's like, oh, he's close to the mic. You have this animation that's like, oh, he's stage diving. But it's always the same, right? You just, as a charter, you use, or you pick which one you use for that. Which makes charting for Rock Band, like stage, a lot easier. But I also feel like that's a reason why nobody charts for the stage in Guitar Hero. Because then you're expected to have a full fucking, you know, theater production. But in Rock Band, you could just pick from the ones that are already made. So, therefore, it's also a little bit easier to do that for YARG. And it like, when I talk about the lighting and whatnot, like, you're not expected to do that in Guitar Hero at all. But every small thing like this makes the experience so much cooler and so much better. Maybe it's not as much of the programs the differences that I don't like about it. I feel like it's more the culture behind them. You know? The Clone Hero culture versus the YARG culture. You know? I was part of the Guitar Hero, Clone Hero culture for a while because guitar was the only thing I played. But then I wanted to try drums one time, and then Clone Hero didn't support that yet, so I decided to try to see if Rock Band on the Xbox 360 was any good. Also, the Beatles Rock Band was big for me because I was still getting into the Beatles. Anyway, one of my top 10 games of all time. But, and then I just learned about Rock Band in general, and the culture behind that was just so much more endearing to me. You know, it was so much cooler, and I hyperfixate a little bit, and I get a little emotional about my feelings towards Rock Band, even though I never grew up with it. It was way too late for me to get into it. Because I've played Guitar Hero since I was 6 until, like, I was 18. And from 18, I played Rock Band instead until now. I'm 25, Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's what I think. Anyway, that's it. See ya. That's what I think about the differences. Maybe it's more the culture. But I think my point still stands. You know? What do you think? Go ahead.
Leave a comment in the comment box below. Subscribe.